Hey everyone, Mr. J here, and I thought it would be fun if, for this video, I did something a little different. I like to call it Show and Tell with Mr. J. Now, as you saw in kind of the intro, and as you can see behind me here, I got a lot of cool toys on this shelf behind me. I got a lot of Star Wars stuff, I have some Star Trek, I have some Transformers, I have some Indiana Jones, I have some Back to the Future, some really neat things. And I thought it would be fun if, in each video, if I picked one of the items from back here and just talk to you guys a little bit about what that item meant to me. So for today, I'm gonna do my Star Wars Empire Strikes Back blaster. Now let me give you a little bit of history on this blaster. This is a toy that came out in about 1983 in conjunction with the movie The Empire Strikes Back, which is Star Wars Episode 5, but it is the second Star Wars movie that ever came out. And this is, like I said, Han Solo's blaster. Han Solo is the character played by Harrison Ford, and he was my favorite character. I remember when the original Star Wars movie came out, I was only 3 years old, and my dad took my older brother to go see it. I remember being really bothered that I couldn't go see it with him, but I still loved Star Wars, and when I heard they were making another movie, The Empire Strikes Back, I couldn't wait to go and see that, and I got to go see that one with my dad and my brother, and I was so pumped that I got to see Han Solo in that movie. And in fact, I used not this exact gun like this, but I had one exactly like this that I used for my Halloween costume in 2nd grade. Now, if you've got a toy that makes noise these days, chances are it's got a computer chip inside of it, and the computer chip is what allows it to make the noise. But back in 1982, 1983, when Hasbro, or Mattel rather, made this gun, they didn't have computer chips that they could put inside of these things to make noises. So you may wonder, if you listen to it, it makes a shooting sound. So you may think, well, how in the world did they get it to make that sound? Well, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna take apart this gun and I'm gonna show you guys what's on the inside. But a little disclaimer here, hey, it's cool to learn what makes things work, but don't ever take anything apart in your house without making sure it's okay with your mom and dad first, okay? So I've already taken the screws out of this, so I'm just gonna kind of lift this cover plate off. So as you can see here, there's a couple of things that are going on inside this gun. So right here, you can see there's this button, and this button connects to this piece of copper. This piece of copper, when you push this button, touches this piece of metal here that goes up to the negative end of the battery. When you pull the trigger, it causes this piece of copper up here to make a connection with one of the wires that goes to the motor. And so that completes the connection. And what that does is it brings power to this motor, and it makes this gear right here on top of this motor spin. And when I do this, you're gonna see that motor spins, and there's a piece of plastic there. You see that piece of plastic? What it's doing when that motor goes, it's spinning that wheel, and it's pulling that piece of plastic on top of that motor. And if I apply just a little bit of pressure, it makes a little bit of a sound. But if I really pull it, you can hear it makes a much deeper kind of laser blaster sound. And that right there is how they made this happen. That is how they made this blaster sound. And I thought that was really cool. I mean, they had to get really inventive to figure out how to make that work. They didn't have microchips. They didn't have the sort of technology we have today to make really cool sounds. like we can. And so they had to get inventive with how they did that. And I just thought that you guys would enjoy seeing that, how back in the 70s and 80s, how they made cool Star Wars toys. And you know what? I used this thing all the time. I mean, you couldn't hardly get my Han Solo costume off of me. I would run around with this gun, and I would run around in my Han Solo costume, and no pun intended, it was a blast. I had lots of fun. And I thought that I would share that with you guys, that you might enjoy that. So that's all I got today. I will see you on the next Show and Tell with Mr. J. Thanks so much. Hey, thanks so much for watching my video. If you liked it, go ahead and press the like button down over there. If you really, really liked it, go ahead and press the subscribe button down over there. That way, whenever you log on, my videos will show up in your feed. If you've got any questions for me or want to submit an idea for one of my next videos, you can visit my website at mrj.fun and click the Submit an Idea link in the upper right-hand side. I hope you guys have an unbelievably blessed day. Mr. J,